Well, joining me now as we take a look at the failure of Governor Fubara to resume and the resumption of the Rivers House of Assembly and their call for Governor Fubara to submit budget and commissioner nominees for the state. I have Solomon Lenu. He's the former spokesperson, Coalition of Rivers Civil Society Organizations. Thank you so much for joining us on News Night tonight. First, it's almost 24 hours since the Governor Sim Fubara was reinstated as governor of Rivers State. Are you surprised that he's yet to show? Nobody seems to know exactly where the governor is. And I asked our reporter, who also says nobody seems to have an idea where the governor is. What are your thoughts on this? What is this indicative of?
Well, thank you, Ngozi, for having me, and good evening, Nigerians. I think the whole issue about the absence or the not being, available, as expected by Nigerians, I think it's a non-issue, and it's not something that people should be so worried about, because, of course, one thing that is certain is that the governor has been away for some time, and a lot has happened, and we've lost ground. And whatever that will be done right now has to be done strategically, calculatively, in such a way that we don't make any mistakes or any errors that will hamper the speed at which it is required of the government of Rivers State right now to work so that they can gain the lost grounds and the times that has slipped away by cause of this state of emergency that was declared. So I think the governor is safe and sound wherever he is. He also have people who are with him, who are also talking to other people, and that's the reason why some of us can confidently tell you that the governor is not missing. There's nothing wrong with him. Probably what the governor may be doing right now, wherever he is to plan his government strategically in such a way that enables him to hit the ground running, so to say, when he comes back, so that, of course, he can catch up with the lost times and do the things that he is known for, to ensure that Rivers people get the dividend of democracy for which they had elected him.
Would you say, Lenu, that real peace has returned to Rivers State, considering the fact that there's this purported list of conditions that the governor had to abide with, was part of the deal for his reinstatement? I wonder if you're privy to this, agreements. First off, that he must forgo second term, that Wike, the FCT minister, of course, one of the, people involved in what has happened in the last 6 months in Rivers State, that he should nominate chairpersons across 23 local government areas to pay all outstanding allowances and entitlements owed to the 27 lawmakers who, of course, resumed today, and that the lawmakers will not initiate any kind of impeachment against the governor when he returns. What do you make of this, if indeed these are the conditions, and on the basis of this that he had to, be reinstated? What do you think his tenure would look like?
Well, first, I think no matter the shade and color of the piece right now, I think it's highly welcomed by Rivers people, because we need it like we need oxygen right now. But I'll also tell you something, Ngozi, and I also want to tell Nigerians who are very worried about what has happened here in Rivers State and what the future holds. I think that the FCT minister who made that statement that he wasn't going to support him for a second tenure, with all humility, without prejudice or being biased, I must give it to him that he's a good politician. And going by that, I can tell you that come 2027, irrespective of what has been said, I think Governor Fubara remains his best bet and best option. And when that time comes, I can tell you that definitely that issue of not having a second tenure will not hold water. And again, considering the fact that a lot of persons have said that all that has transpired here in Rivers State, was predicated on the desires of the president to want to, have a foothold in Rivers State so that he can be able to get the Rivers vote for 2027. I can also tell you that going by, the magnitude of love that Rivers people have for Governor Fubara and what has been demonstrated here all through the period of the 6 months, and when he was called back yesterday and what we saw today, I think any reasonable politician or any person that actually knows what he's doing and you want the support of Rivers people, your best option to still remains Governor Fubara. So the issue of whether he comes back or not, that one is laid aside. When we get to that bridge, of course, some of the things that we are saying here today will come to pass. And as for the peace, of course, a lot has happened, and by the grace of God, all parties have had ample time, to sit back and then look at the things that they did rightly or the ones that they did wrongly. And coming back right now, of course, I believe, although whatever, we are saying here, mere prognosis and assumptions and all of that, but I believe that as reasonable people, considering all that has happened, as they have come, when they are coming back right now, they will be able to do things in such a way, that will remove, some of the grievances that Rivers people have had, by reason for the disagreement that happened between them. So if you look at what transpired today among the lawmakers, because of course they had their first session, this morning. One of the things that they said was that the governor should, try and put forward the budget for the time that is remaining, so that they can be able to do the things that they need to do to move the state forward. And that goes to show you that these people understand that they've lost ground, they've lost time. They understand that they had initially gone into a needless battle that has made them lost a lot of, ample time that they would have used in giving good governance to the people of Rivers State. And right now, you can see that haste on the side, trying to do whatever they can do to ensure that, governance returns back to Rivers State. So I think that whichever way we want to look at it, of course, mistakes will happen so that people can learn from it. What is more important right now is what we do, with the experiences that we have had from the issues that had happened here, how we use those experiences to better, ourselves and then move forward as a state. Because of course, the poor people of Rivers State are the ones who suffered the most, from all that happened here. So that's what I think is going on currently.
All right, thank you very much. Solomon Lenu, former spokesperson, Rivers Civil Society Organization. Thank you for joining us tonight on Newsnight.